You simpletons will never understand that Goku solos everything, and there's nothing else that you can see.
Yep, that's me. I bet you're wondering how I got into this situation. Well, it all started in this video.
Do you find vengeance evil? What's your value of friendship? Suggest.
プラチナがどんだけ
Welcome to the game show I created called Crybaby or Coward, where we go into your favorite anime verses and find the stereotypical labeled crybaby / coward and verify whether that's valid or not. Now, if you would like for me to go into one of your favorite anime verses, please go into the comment section and type the anime verse you would like me to dive into. If you want me to really disprove or prove the stereotypical crybaby / coward, I will do that for you. I will make the moves. But with that being said, today we're starting with the universe My Hero Academia. Now, after scouring the internet, going through our focus groups, figuring out who people really think is the biggest crybaby in My Hero, yeah, we all came down to Deku, Izuku Midoriya. Now, the way this is gonna work is we're gonna determine whether we view him as a crybaby or coward, and we're gonna use facts based off of the anime to determine whether we're right. And with that being said, I think the answer is half correct and half incorrect. I definitely do think Deku falls under the umbrella of crybaby. I say that specifically because I mean that specifically, but I don't think he's anywhere near a coward. And just hear me out and I will prove everything right with canon activities. Let's do this. So the first part that we're gonna tackle is the crybaby side. And the only way we can do that is if we know the definition of crybaby. And the definition reads, a person, especially a child, who sheds tears frequently or readily. So the thing that I find interesting about this definition is there's no requirement of validity or non-validity of the person crying, which I usually think of when I use the word crybaby. I don't call people crybabies that just cry a lot. I call people crybabies who cry over any and everything for absolutely no reason. And that's the part I kind of want to tackle with Deku, because I don't think he cries for no reason. Exhibit A. I want you to think back to a time where you had complete innocence. You didn't know what bills were. You didn't know what rent was. You knew nothing. All you knew was recess is fun and animal crackers taste wonderful. And that's probably when you were about 4 years old. Yeah, guess what? That's when Deku had his dreams shattered. I know what you're wondering. Mr. All Anime, what are you talking about? You're being very dramatic. Can you explain what do you mean by this? Well, in the My Hero verse, 80% of people can get a quirk. The age people usually find out if they could get a quirk is 4 years old. And that's when Deku found out his pinky toe doesn't lean in the right direction or some crap like that, so he gets no quirk. Now, us people watching the show and keeping up with it know a few interesting things about that doctor that did that, but we're not gonna talk about that now, are we? Now, I know what you're thinking. You're like, look, bro, okay, he didn't have a quirk. Does that mean he just has to cry constantly? No, all I'm saying is Deku was an iPad kid. What I mean by Deku being an iPad kid, literally every day he would sit on the TV on their version of YouTube and watch All Might save people. The one thing he wanted to be all his life was someone just like All Might, a hero. And we have to remember, in the My Hero verse, there are no sport icons or anything like that. The highest level of celebrity is a top level hero. And losing your quirk determines that you can't be that. Deku wasn't just an iPad kid, he was also a cosplayer. Like, this dude was in love with All Might, and his only life goal he wanted at 4 years old, and if you're 4 years old, come on, we know we all wanted to be some type of astronaut, mailman, whatever your ambition was, there was nothing you could tell me that was better than being a mailman. That was where it was at. That's the same thing as a 4-year-old. And it's one thing for people to just be like, you know, you need to shoot for a little more realistic. It's another thing for realistically, you're just not capable of achieving the dream that you have set for yourself as a child. And that's what Deku went through. And those are the first moments we see Deku cry in the entire show. Okay, but it does not end there, because it wasn't just him finding out he doesn't get a quirk, because he still did not lose hope, right? He was like, maybe I could still do this. So he calls his mom. He's watching his usual YouTube video, being the iPad kid that he is. And he's like, Mom, hold on, Mom. Now in this vital moment of this child's life where he has a dream that he wants to reach, and his mother is the only person in his life because his dad's constantly out of town. His only hope of parental guidance. What does she say? I ain't gonna lie, fam, you cooked. My Dukes did not believe in this dude. She shot his whole dream down. She was like, dreams? I'll get that on up out of here, cuz. Now, I know what you're saying. I know what you're thinking, Mr. All Anime. He did not cry in that scene. No, he didn't. But going forward, anything could make me cry after this childhood. My childhood is not stable, bro. My own mom is crapping on my dreams. I am definitely gonna be bawling my eyes out at any inconvenience. And Pops is not here. But it don't stop there, because this man dreams just constantly just gets crapped on, because guess what happens, right? Deku, on the way home from school or whatever the freak was going on, gets attacked by the sludge villain. The sludge villain almost kills this guy. And his favorite hero of all time, the dude he was watching on the iPad, it was really a computer, I know, but I want to call him an iPad kid because it's funny, have some fun. The dude that he's been looking up to his entire life saves his life, and he gets to talk to him personal, one-on-one. So after Deku's done fanboying out because he's meeting All Might for the absolute first time, guess what he decides to do? He's like, look, man, my mom crapped on my dreams, but this guy, this is the guy I love. This is the guy I know is looking out for me since day one as a hero. I'ma ask him. And in this moment, everything his mom did could have been reversed. Everything could have been great. What did All Might say? I ain't gonna lie, bro, you cooked. All I'm saying is, yes, the man cries enough for him to be labeled as a crybaby, but if you don't think his crying is valid, bro, I don't know what to tell you. When it comes down to it, this man got his dreams crapped on by every single person he's ever looked up to in his life. What is he supposed to do? Be stable mentally? Let's not let all of this overshadow the fact that he was bullied from even younger than age 4. He was also told to go jump off a building in the middle of high school when he's clearly not stable. No, that was middle school. And fam literally has 0 friends. The closest thing he has to a friend is that Ma Dukes at home is crapping on his dreams, which leads us into him being a coward. Now, to truly discuss cowards, we have to look at the definition of a coward, which is a person who lacks the courage to do or endure dangerous or unpleasant things. Now, the crazy thing is, yes, the most common answer you're probably gonna get for a crybaby / coward in My Hero is Deku. And I'm sorry, but you genuinely don't understand media literacy if you think that. Let's go over the points that I know for a fact, right? It might have been the first episode, I'm not sure. All I know is the sludge villain's back into play, right? Right after Deku just got his dreams crashed out on by All Might, Bakugo is under attack. Who is Bakugo? Oh, that's the dude who told him to jump off a building earlier that day. No cap. The dude who's been bullying him since before he was 4 years old. What does Deku do? Oh, he makes out a plan to save this dude. Now, I know you're thinking, okay, he's the MC. What else was he supposed to do? But I want you to understand what happened in that moment. The point isn't Deku acting. The point is who did it. There were multiple pro heroes there that was about to just sit there and watch Bakugo die, including All Might, who was burnt out. If Deku doesn't step in, I'm not really 100% sure what happens. I'm sure All Might eventually steps in, but why was Deku the first person to move? Because he was the one who did not cower in fear at this immensely powerful being that he had no chance of beating. The quirkless kid is the only person to move. And genuinely, that's just writing a non-coward character, in my opinion. Now, there's other things that we have to look at. So that was a clear, blatant example of him not cowering in the fear of danger, right? But the thing that you have to take notice of is something a little more low-key and a little more subliminal. And that's the fact that Deku applied for UA before he even had a quirk. That's why everything before this is so important. Because this is the thing. Deku had his dreams crushed at the age of 4. Shortly after that, they were stomped on by his mother when he asked, "Do you think it's even possible for me to be a hero?" All the while being bullied by Bakugo and his friends all the way up until middle school, where he's told to jump off a building. After he's already applied for UA, he talks to All Might, and All Might literally says, "You can't do this. You're not capable of it. Not gonna lie, you cook." Yet after all of these events, he wasn't like, "Yo, let me go ahead and call up UA. I'm cooked. I can't do this. I'm not capable of." No, this man kept his application in and was like, "I'm trying out." Now, do we probably know that he's probably cooked if he actually goes to the tryouts quirkless? Yeah, but he wasn't even working out. It was dang near delusional that he applied, and like, I don't know what he thought he was finna do. I understand that he was like taking tips from heroes that he came into contact with, seeing them fight each other and learning their moves. Even Bakugo, he's sitting there watching Bakugo all throughout life, learning every single one of his moves. But how are you gonna apply any of that, Deku? I don't know. Maybe it was delusion. Either way, he's not a coward. And that's my defense of Deku being a crybaby / coward. Thank you for being a part of the game show. Now, if you were to put a gun to my head and tell me, well, if it's not Deku, who is it, Mr. All Anime? Who's the crybaby / coward? I'm gonna tell you Mineta every single time. Plain and simple, this dude has zero courage. He doesn't want to do anything for nobody unless it's some baddies involved. And I'm sorry, that man is a crybaby / coward. He does not have any goals that involves him not being a pervert. So, hey, it is what it is. Speaking of perverts, go watch my video about Hunter x Hunter. Get out of here, bro. I actually like this, bro. I like this YouTube stuff. It's kind of fun.